Boom. So as always, this will be recorded completely. I'll put it on YouTube afterwards. It is Wednesday, September 2nd. Is another live trading session. We're going to get right into it. As always, if you guys have any questions, just put into the chat. This session is for you guys. It's completely free. Yeah, UJ has been crazy. This session is completely free. So if you have questions, anything you guys want answered, just put it into the chat and we got you. We'll do our best to answer. We're going to go over all the pairs that we actually trade. And we're going to start with DXY. So we're going to start on the monthly time frame with DXY. Again, guys, we always do top-down analysis. So we always start from the highest time frame possible, and then we work our way down. So the reason why I'm starting on the monthly is, 2 days ago, we had a monthly closure, obviously very bearish. We're very overextended right now. And actually remove this line, remove this as well. So we are very overextended, at the moment, but we need to break it down into lower time frames. So when I look at the monthly, guys, all I look at is candlestick analysis and where we are in conjunction with these weekly levels. And how do you get these weekly levels? Well, we put them there using our support and resistance. How we put support and resistance, we put them on the monthly time frame. We measure the range. Boom. We measure the range here. We got Nick joining up. What up? What up?
How's it going, guys?
What up? So we're just getting started with DXY. So we're just going to put this weekly level down here. Boom. So again, monthly time frame, we're just looking for one of two things. We're looking for candlestick analysis. We're looking where are we in conjunction with the key levels. So right now we're in between these levels. We have this huge bearish candle here, breaking it down to the weekly. The weekly time frame last week closed below all of this consolidation right here. And then this week, we're seeing a little bit of bullish pressure come in. So let's just break it down. Time frames, the daily time frame overall still very bearish, as you can see. Right here, still maintaining this level. We're just in a retracement here. And, very similar to these areas. We had a lot of buying pressure come back, but overall we were still bearish. We were still looking for bearish, momentum. And then all the way down to the 4 hour, we go over this every time. 4 hour time frame. We could put a little trend line in here. If you guys want, boom. Get some confluence with that trend line. And basically, until this level is broken, guys, we are still bearish. So right now we're in a retracement. We're pulling back. If I were to put on a fib, boom, right here. Right now we're testing the 618 area, which is definitely a significant, Fibonacci retracement area. But we're just looking to see if we find any sort of resistance up in this area. We're waiting. Pretty much, we've gone bullish over the last, 20 hours or so. So we're just going to wait. We're going to wait and see if we get some sort of confirmation just like this. Once we start to turn over, we'll go short on this. I'll put a little arrow on here. Boom. And by short, I mean we won't actually short DXY. We're going to look at all the other major pairs. They'll move very similar to this. Or on the flip side, if we break all the way above this level, which would be, the 200 days sitting there as well. So if we start to move all the way above this right here, then we'll look for the break, retest, then we'll start to really look long on this, really start to change our bias. So that's DXY right now. Let's bump over to UCAD. Just give it 1 second. And just to reiterate, we're going to do another giveaway today. Yesterday's giveaway, I still need to announce. So I will announce that giveaway later in the session. Probably after this session, I'll just announce both of them. So we've got UCAD right here. Boom. Let's hop up to the monthly. So a monthly time frame with UCAD. Obviously, last month closed, very bearish. Now we're near this key level. Like I said, looking one of two things: candlestick analysis, where are we in conjunction with the key level. So we're right near that level of support. Down to the weekly, I drew this demand zone. We're in that demand zone. We just pulled out of it right now. So we're pulling back out of that demand zone. Daily time frame, overall very bearish. Look, previously had these pullbacks, still maintained the moving averages. So just because we're pulling back a little bit right now, doesn't mean that we're changing entirely our bias. And then even down to the 4-hour time frame. So down to the 4-hour time frame, guys, it's much of the same. 4-hour time frame is still very bearish. Very bearish. We're starting to get a pullback, which is fine, which is good, because pullbacks on the 4-hour give us plenty of opportunity. Just to reiterate, guys, don't put your name twice in the chat. If you put your name twice in the chat, you're going to be disqualified from the giveaway, mainly just because it's annoying. All right, so here we go. We've got our fibs drawn on UCAD right here. We're looking for the pullback. Where I really see the most confluence is there's a minor support and resistance level right here. And like we teach in the course, right now, when we get down to the 4-hour, we see this is our structure. Then we just want to start to draw confluence levels or confluence zones, areas with multiple confirmations. Right here, really in this zone right here, we've got this resistance level. We've got 38.2. And then to the upside, right here, boom, we've got 61.8. And we've got this resistance level. So I'm not necessarily going to keep these levels on here. I'm more just going to visualize them. But for you guys learning, it's good to keep those on there, just so you guys, can be patient, wait for it to actually come into that zone. But I'm just going to keep in mind those levels, 38.2, 618, see if price retraces to those levels, and then that's when we'll start to go down to the lower time frame. So UCAD, this is just pretty much my chart right now, just waiting on the 4-hour time frame, seeing when it's going to start to find some rejection. To the flip side, if we start to break resistance and start to move, more bullish, DXY starts to move more bullish, then we will consider some buying opportunities. So we're going to just be patient on UCAD. Red means I'm staying up on the 4-hour. This is the main time frame. I'm looking at structure, and just look, guys, previously lower lows, even though there was these pullbacks, this is very bullish, but it's still maintaining structure right now. Boom, structure, lower low, lower high. And we came down, new lower low, lower high, lower low. This level was maintained multiple times. So don't get too ahead of the move. Trust structure, look at structure, and just base your trades around that. So right now, we're getting a pullback, similar to this right here. If we can get some sort of reversal and look previously, we'll look at this little zone right here. Boom. We had the retest of the 200-day. Pretty much, I wouldn't have probably entered on anything on this, but what I'm just doing, guys, is you get the 4-hour, you break down the variation right here. Boom. Go down to the 30-minute, see if there's any sorts of break of structure, break of support, anything like that. We could even play this further along, and then here you can start to see another break. So like from here, I would definitely be looking for short opportunities. But the point is, when you see an opportunity in the market, guys, just look previously, look at previous situations that happened, see if you can find some correlations between the two, see if you could find some sort of opportunities between the two areas. So right now, just waiting on UCAD to pull back. Let's go over to GU. Let's go up to the monthly time frame right now, guys. Again, we're looking for one of two things. Right now, we're looking at candlestick analysis, and we're looking at our key levels. So on the monthly, we are near this monthly level of our monthly key level, but we moved above it. We closed higher. Now we're retesting that area. We're above that level. As I move down time frames to the weekly, overall on the weekly time frame, this is definitely a level of resistance that was tested multiple times previously. We're getting this large wick. Could we come down and close below this level? That would definitely show us signs that sellers are taking control, that sellers are rejecting this level. But all, you know, all the way down to the daily, this is what really needs to happen. You know, the daily would have to move a lot lower, you know, considering that idea. And even down to the 4 hour, you know, look at the 4 hour right now. You have been bullish, forming highs, higher lows, and I'll mark them out for you guys right here. Boom. We've got this higher low that was formed right here, retested, went to a new high, formed another higher low right here, and then we moved again to a new high right now. So we're getting this pullback similar to this. You know, we're not going to enter on the first opportunity. We're going to enter on something that makes sense. So right now we are dipping lower. 30-minute time frame right now. Just broke some structure right here. You know, whether we want to ride this down, ride this with short opportunities to the downside, that's completely up to you. That's, you know, completely up to you when it comes to where you believe the weekly time frame is going to go, you know, based on some weekly confluences. But in my personal opinion right now, I'm going to wait. You know, we've got this key level right now. I'm really looking for this to pull back into this area, potentially find some support here. So if you guys want to take this idea, you know, go to the 30-minute time frame. If you want to take some trades, look for sell opportunities down into this level, you know, be my guest. But this is my idea right now is we're going to wait on the 4 hour time frame, you know, bring on the fibs. We want to come down really into this area. We've got the 38.2 first, you know, really into a deeper retracement, like into this area right now. That's what we're looking to get into. And, you know, we'll see how that plays out over the next day, over the next 16 hours or so. So that's a GU waiting for the pullback right now. Then we'll get in on a situation similar to this. You know, we had the pullback, started to get the cross. That's when we bought right in here. You know, this thing went very bullish. So let's go down to USEF now. Let's go to the weekly. And again, all of these trades, guys, these are correlating very closely with DXY. So all of our ideas, you know, really shape with DXY. DXY we're looking for on the 4 hour. We're still considering this bearish. We're looking for it to find rejection. As this finds rejection, you know, very similar. We're going to look for UCAD to find rejection and go short. So always remember DXY, use that to your advantage. Let's go over to USEF. Boom. So we've got USEF on the weekly time frame. This thing is definitely slowing up, definitely showing some signs of reversal here. Let's bump up to the monthly for 1 second. So again, you know, monthly time frame is testing this key level down here. This level was previously support 1, 2, you know, some resistance here. Then we had a lot of support there. Let's see if we even go back further. No, nothing further. So, but we definitely have support here multiple times, resistance there. So all we're considering this level to be is, you know, a lot of orders have been placed here previously. I can see this going in either direction, slingshot in either direction right now. Just some candlestick analysis. This hasn't closed yet, but you know, right now, a lot of bullish. You know, this week's been very bullish, coming off that level, coming off this monthly level. You know, last week closed very bearish down to the daily. Right here, we've got this just huge consolidation going on, you know, just consolidating a fuck ton. Overall, we still are bearish. Red over blue is being maintained. But we need to break this down a little bit further. And this is where, you know, things start to get interesting. Right now on USEF, we are definitely testing the key level. Let's just go over, you know, why this is structured. We've got this low, had this cross, pulled back, and we had another cross, red over blue, double bottomed, pulled back, had this cross. And again, if we were to fib this right here is a 38.2. Then we had this pullback, you know, very close to 38.2 as well. Boom. Then we push to a new low. Right here, we could refib from our high to our new low. And we can just focus on this right now. We had the pullback to 78.6. Came down, you know, a lot of rejection here, but ultimately this is the level. This 618 started to cross, this started to form structure, and we had another little pullback here that crossed again. So basically, guys, this right here is the area where we're drawing structure. We're considering this to be our structure level. Boom, right there. And then as we can see right now, we came to 0% and then we pulled all the way back and we're pulling back to the 618 area. So this is significant right now. This is really at like 100% retracement right now. This is our final level. And I'm just going to draw out two scenarios. We're either going to break higher, and in the event that we do break higher, we're not going to buy right away, guys. We're not going to buy right away. We are going to wait for a higher low. So we're going to wait for a pullback. This thing could go bullish all the way. That doesn't matter. We're just going to wait for a pullback just to confirm that trend. We always want to wait to confirm the trend on a transition. On the flip side, it's rejecting it pretty hard right now. We're going to go short if this starts to turn over, if we start to see it move through the moving averages. And all that'll mean is like on the 30-minute, this thing will be pulling through the 200-day. The momentum will shift a lot more if we just be really patient on this. Very similar to all these opportunities, guys. This right here, let's highlight this zone a little bit. So we had this bearish engulfing through the moving averages. We had this one right here. We had this one right here, boom. And even further back, we had this one. So all of these scenarios are when I'm going to start to get on a lower time frame. And on the pullbacks, is when I'm going to look for entries. So on this one, if I was first looking at this area, we'd be entered on the pullback. That would have been this zone. So the pullback would have been focusing a little bit more closely, is you would have entered on something like this, right here, stops above this level, right here, boom, stops above this level. We'd be targeting this lower zone, or we bump up time frames and target the 4-hour levels. And then say we missed that opportunity, or we missed this first opportunity. We're looking at the second one. Where would I have entered based on this? I would have waited on this pullback, and I would have entered on this. Confirmations, double top, bearish variations through the moving average right there. Easily put stops above that level right there. That would have got us at least a 1-to-1. And then again, say I missed that one, look for the next opportunity. This thing gets a little bit hairy. I probably would have entered somewhere like here, probably would have got stopped, which is completely okay. It starts to get really choppy because of news. And then finally, you got this one, the fallout. This is really the first opportunity. Boom, right here. Could have put stops like near above that level. And then this thing came into, around 1-to-1, came into some profit. So those are just some ideas. Let's get back to where we are now. We got a lot to go. We still need to move over a little bit more. So we're going to be patient, but Youssef, I'm going to move this up a little bit. Definitely in a critical area right now. We got to decide what we're going to do on that soon. We've got EU, which is pulling back. This was our analysis yesterday. So let's just continue with this. We've got all the way up to the weekly time frame. Again, just kind of one look. Had this bullish candle. This bearish candle's got a large ass wick right now, pulling back into this zone. We could go lower. We could head lower, but we want to look at structure up to the monthly. Overall, we still are in an uptrend. So we want to keep that in mind. Buyers can step in at any time. Down to the daily, we've got this higher low. Boom, right here, move to a new high. We're just maintaining moving averages right now, very bullish. We're coming back to retest the moving averages. So keep that in mind, guys. We're retesting the moving averages right now, all the way down to the 4-hour time frame. Well, we've had bullish structure ever since this high, this higher low, retest the high, retest the low, move to a new high. And that's what we're fibbing right now. We could actually move our fibs. We could adjust this. We can move this over. We can fib. This was a new high that formed, so we can fib from this higher low to this high, and I have this 100% level right in line with that structure level. So pretty much the same thing right now. We're looking to either maintain structure right now, boom, like this, or we're looking to find support in one of these confluence areas. We've got some resistance, turn support right there, or lower, we'll find support down here. So EU is also getting close, getting ready for a potential entry. I mean, we need to wait for 4 hour to really start to move bullish, but we're getting into those zones. So I'm going to start to, be patient and stay aware. Let's go up to the weekly on NU. So let's go to the monthly. So NU, has been moving bullish for the last 4 months, 5 months or so. Overall though, in this trend, we are bearish. We had this lower low, this lower high, this lower low. This is just a retracement. I do anticipate this moving higher. Right now, I'm really looking for this. I'm looking for this level to be retested right here. So I'm looking for us to come into that sell zone, that confluence area, all the way up here. Right now, we're showing some rejection of the moving average, but I do think that we're going to push higher on this, down to the daily time frame. Daily is really where we see structure the clearest on NU. Got this high, higher low, high, pulled back right here, made this higher low right now. So we haven't really had an opportunity to buy, just yet. I'm going to move to the 1 hour. We're just kind of dancing at these highs right now. And to me, this is kind of just a weakening, a weakening channel that's moving up. So this thing's kind of just ascending upwards. Right now, I could see this breaking and finding support as I marked right here, kind of finding support back at this level. But I'm not too crazy about anything on NU right now. I'm sort of just waiting. I'm waiting to see how this breaks, if this breaks lower, if it breaks higher. I'm not going to necessarily take long opportunities if it does break higher. So we're just going to be, kind of patient on this and see what happens. Boom. And last but not least, guys, I'm going to touch on GJ. So I'm going to move over to GJ. We've been talking about GJ being bullish for quite some time, over the last week or so. Weekly time frame, last week, huge bullish engulfing candle, right here. We got, boom. Oh, yeah. We got this, a huge bullish engulfing candle, right here, down to the daily time frame. Daily has just been maintaining bullish trend forever, has just been being bullish for a long time. Ever since June 26th, it has been from that higher low.
It's a good day. It's a good day. My birthday.
Oh, June 26th.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we've been moving ever since Nick freaking his birthday. We've been moving bullish.
No coincidence, guys.
Has been in a bullish trend, down to the 4 hour. This is where we can see structure. Let's just clear all this up a little bit. Boom. Boom. Clear this up. Clear this up.
Thanks, Chuck.
Happy belated, dude.
Yeah, a little belated.
So we're up now. I just want to be mindful, guys. We're up at these highs right now. This overall is bearish. On the weekly time frame, we got this low, lower high, low. We're pulling back now, retesting this lower high. We're finding some sellers. Ultimately, we could see a lot of rejection out of this area. As I come down to the 4 hour, this thing has been really bullish, forming higher highs and higher lows, higher high, higher low, higher high, had this higher low, little bit of a fake out here, but if we bump up back to the daily, obviously still very bullish. So whenever you guys see breaks of structure, even on the 1 hour, just bump up time frames, bump up to the 4 hour, what I'm saying? See if it makes sense. Give you guys a chance. But right now, we can put this level. This is really our higher low right now. We've got this fib all the way up to this zone, and we're trying to just dance at this high. So it's gonna be a little while before we see something on GJ. I think, my idea would be, if we wanted to be more aggressive on this, considering we're coming to this weekly confluence level, this weekly bearish level, we could start to look at the 30-minute, look at 30-minute structures, see if 30 minutes starts to transition more. Like, for example, right now, and again, this is just a very, very aggressive, you're trading against the trend right now, but basically what you would be doing is you would just be entering on lower highs right now into these as this retraces downward. So for example, say you were to enter right now, you'd put your stops above this level, you'd target lower up to the 4 hour, you would target really this support level down here. You'd be looking for this to get short, to go lower. I'm personally not going to take this trade, but you could ride this downward considering the weekly confluence that is there. Let's see, it was in June. Belated birthday wishes. Nice. So this is, nothing on GJ for me personally right now, but, more importantly, USEF and EU, those are the ones I'm going to watch a little bit more closely because they're at confluence levels right now. And again, I'll be watching DXY today very closely, see if it finds some rejection. And that's pretty much it. That's all that I'm going to go over for today. So I'm going to pass this along to Nick.
Perfect.
Boom.
All right, guys. I got the controls now. Actually, I don't. I have to share.
Here.
We are going to just do a quick recap on DXY, kind of just adding on to Angela's analysis. So here's something funny, is that both of us do our analysis completely separate, right? But yet, we have oftentimes a lot of the same analysis. So like here, for example, he has a descending trend line like this at DXY, currently at the 61.8 for this lower time frame fib. I have it pulling back to a key level. So this is an area of interest. Right? We're expecting either rejection or some sort of further pullback back into this range. So definitely bearish overall, but good to see that we're both pretty much very much in line with the same ideas here. All right, so DXY is looking bearish. We're breaking lower, pulling back. We're going to try something a little different today. We're going to start out on the weekly time frame and just take a look at the last two weekly candles. Right, so this is DXY. We know we are bearish now. Right, once we got below this monthly, we went from a bullish trend to a bearish trend. So now we're further looking for bearish opportunities. Right now, weekly time frame, we had a lot of indecision in this range. As expected, within a range, there's going to be tons of indecision, lots of rejection from both sides of the range. Then we got a huge bearish candle, right? It pushed us lower outside the range. And now we have 2 days left on this weekly candle, 2 days and 11 hours. And it's a bit of an indecision candle. Yes, it could close lower, but we're going to have to see how it plays out on the daily. So again, 2 days, 2.5 days basically before the weekly closes. So we could see rejection and a close lower or a pullback, which would really confirm that weekly indecision candle. Okay, so this should be playing out, should play out nicely. We're ready for the confirmations. We're not going to take anything prematurely. We really want to see the right confirmations and proper rejection from this level. All right, but it's looking good right now. I mean, DXY is in a pretty good spot. As far as technical analysis goes, not fundamentally. The US is in a bad spot otherwise. But yeah, classic break and retest, guys, right? It's pushing lower outside the range. We had a break over here, but didn't have the conviction to keep going, keep dropping. Hopefully we see that here. So we have a break, retest, pull back through the MAs, absolutely perfect. Again, on Angelo's chart, it was a 61.8 fib level, right where price action is. So we'll see. Confirming this on a rejection of this level and closure below the MAs with strong bearish setups. Okay, that would confirm this is a lower high and kind of hint towards further downside movement. All right, so that's DXY, looking pretty good. Let's move on to AU. So this one's looking pretty close to a potential entry opportunity. I have it labeled as red. Let's start off on the weekly and work our way down. So again, we're just looking at the overall trend and going to analyze the last two candles. So we were primarily very bearish until we broke this monthly. So we transitioned from a bearish trend to a bullish trend. Now we're above, key resistance. Now it is acting as support. And we have potential for this, this range to fill up to this weekly, up to this next monthly resistance zone, and so on. All right, so let's zoom in on this weekly candle. I know there's a lot of stuff in the way, but we just want to see the momentum essentially. So let's go ahead and expand this. So we have a huge bullish candle, and then again, just indecision candle, which is right now, again, 2 days, 9 hours. So we'll see how it plays out. But guys, this is very bullish. Very bullish. Okay, so that's good to see. Let's go to the daily time frame. Okay, here's that monthly zone that we had broke and retested. Pushing higher now. We had a bit of consolidate. Or it was like this was like an ascending channel here, a pretty broad one, good volume, giving us tons of higher lows. Key resistance was pretty much at 0.7275, and we broke through that, established a new high at 0.74 basically, and now it looks like we're getting an opportunity for a reentry on a pullback. So let's go to the 4-hour, kind of address some ideas here. All right, so here's that pattern, that ascending channel. Here's key resistance at 0.7275. That was broken. Right, here's that high. Nice transition. Good kind of like just exhaustion of candles. Sellers took over and started pushing back down. So this is perfect. We're getting an MA pullback. So now we have two potential long opportunities. First one, rejection off the 38.2, which confirms structure, or rejection off the 61.8, which is where there's more confluence because you have the fib level, you have broken resistance acting as support. It'd give the MAs a chance to catch up if we get some consolidation, and then we can enter on some bullish setups, crossing back through the MAs. So this is looking like a really, really nice setup, guys. Again, we just got to wait for a few more candles and see how it plays out. But other than that, this is pretty textbook. Break, retest, continue long, good volume here, and we're going to target higher towards the negative 27. So naturally, I'll just show you what this would look like. Let's say we enter off the 61.8, we get a transition there, targeting the negative 27, about 185 pips, and then your stop loss would be just below the confirmed higher low. You call it 50 pips, you call it 60 pips, probably around 60 pips, which looks like a 3-to-1. 3-to-1 risk reward, as you can see. Really great trade. Guys, that's, again, if you're risking 1%, if this hits final TP, you're hitting plus 3%. Okay, so this is a really great trade. Love to see it. Let's move on to our next trade. AJ, let me just check questions real quick.
It's a nothing.
Okay. Winners. No one wants to learn Forex. They just want giveaways. No, I'm just kidding. All right, so let's go to AJ now. Weekly time frame to start. Overall, super, super bearish until we broke that monthly zone. It was acting as key resistance. Look at all the rejection. Once, twice, 3 times. Lots of tests. Finally broke. And on this monthly break, it is now bullish on a daily time frame anyway. So we do want to see a pullback, a confirmed higher low above this monthly zone. So that's pretty much what we're looking for now. So let's work our way down. Let's just work our way down. All right, so we're on the daily time frame here. Huge ascending triangle, right up to the monthly zone. Finally broke. There's that break. Now we want to retest, confirmed higher low above the monthly zone, and then we're targeting higher. So now we can drop again. That is a clean break. Look at all that volume, guys. Good momentum. Just kind of chugging through these resistance zones. All right, 4-hour. Here we go. Entry opportunities. Let's talk about them. So we could see we're getting an MA pullback now, which is good. So we want to see either, again, just like we covered on AU, it's very, very similar. We want to see a rejection at the 38.2. Good confluence here. Major support now, 77.6 handle. The fib level, 38.2 is there, right? And then we just want to see a transition with strong bullish setups, target higher towards the negative 27. This trade's already labeled out. Again, 3-to-1 risk reward, about 50 pips to get 150. Really, really great trade. Excuse me. Or we wait for a deeper pullback to the 61.8, which again, there is a confluence level down here at 76.65. This is the major zone we just broke. So if it does pull back that far, we have to wait until we see that transition and enter on strong bullish setups again. So either one of these levels would be perfect. If we do get a deeper fib level pullback, this will be a better risk reward even than 3-to-1, which is great. So this is good potential on AUD pairs. So keep an eye on AU and AJ. For those of you in the premium analysis, I'll be posting this as it develops for you guys. And of course, Signals members, if this does execute, you guys will be made aware the second it is. All right. So that's AJ. Let's move on to UJ. So this one, has been tricky. UJ's been tricky lately. Let's go ahead and zoom out. Weekly time frame to start. Super bearish. Good. We had two pretty good bearish candles, tons of rejection. Look at the size of that wick on this one candle here. But now we're getting a very strong bullish candle. So 2 days on this. It could wick again, or it could just kind of pull back. So we'll see. We need to drop time frames to get a better look. Daily time frame first. All right, here was that initial break of the monthly zone right here. Didn't have the conviction to push lower. It kind of pulled back, lost its volume, pulled back even more, hit the 88.6, formed a lower high, and then gave us this like broad descending channel. It's looking like where we're getting a key support down here around 105, 105.4, and then we're getting lower highs to that zone. This could actually be, let's see here. Let's go. Almost like a descending triangle again, pretty much. Either way, we need to break lower. We need to see some confirmed lower high below this monthly zone. We still haven't seen it. Like every time it drops below, I mean, this was the closest. I had actually entered here, and this was a bad trade. It went bad, and it's part of trading. But other than this entry here, this lower high below the zone, there hasn't really been one on a significant time frame. So that's really what we want to see. Let me just adjust this level once more. Okay, 4-hour time frame. Let's go. Zoom out a little bit. Expand the chart. All right, cool. So here's that little pattern, that little descending triangle, it looks like. Again, yeah, we want to see this blue trade path is pretty much the only trade idea right now that we're interested in. Okay, I want to see some sort of rejection in this area here. Give us another lower high, break back below 106, our monthly zone, and then I'm entering on a lower high. I really need to see a confirmed lower high. I've already been bid on this once back here and then once recently, so I'm going to be extra conservative with UJ. It's kind of choppy. This is just ugly market movement right now. We really need to see a clear direction, picked in, headed towards, price action headed towards. So we're definitely looking to go short, enter on that lower high. Let me just mark this up. Let's do this. Right, if we were to target lower, it'd be towards the prior low, 0%, and then ultimately towards the negative 27 and weekly. So overall, this could be at least a 3-to-1. It's looking like. Let's even play it safe. Put this all the way up here, 2-to-1. That is a little much for me. 120 pips, don't like it really that much. So I would do a tighter trade. I would do 50 pips, target the 0%. So almost 3-to-1. Still really great trade setup. But again, this one, you really need to see the right confirmations. This is just, it's been really upsetting lately on UJ. Been letting us down, man.
UJ, yeah.
Right, it is.
I'm
Just
out on
super.
trading UJ.
Yeah, I know.
Fuck
I know.
UJ.
It just busted. Let's just analyze this for a second. For the sake of analysis, guys, this was a good trade here, right? Huge break, nice pullback, entered on this engulfing through the MAs, and then the market went flat. Nothing you could do here, right? We've accepted that losses, which is what it is. But this here, this is a pullback, and then it's this crappy, lower time frame trend, just giving us these deep pullbacks to the 88.6. It's just not what we want to see. It's
It's just
not
not
ideal
trending.
whatsoever.
It's just consolidating
No, exactly.
in a
That's a good
weird
way to put
way.
it. Yeah. So when you guys see a market like this with all these deep pullbacks, and then it's more like this is looking like consolidating more than anything else, right? It is a descending triangle basically. Key support is here at the 38.2, right at 105.4. We are getting lower highs, but it's not that tradable. Until you see a break of this pattern, there's just too much risk. If you're taking any trades within this pattern, it's just presenting more risk and chance to get screwed. I mean, I got stop hunted by what, 2 pips? My stop loss was up here, and I got taken
Yeah.
out. Absolutely insane. Oh no, it was, where was it? Oh, it was right here. I'm sorry, it's right here.
Yeah.
106, 100,
Things beat.
something like that. But yeah, so you can't really trade it when you're getting these deep pullbacks. So yeah, we're gonna wait for a break or something really, really confirmed where you look at it and you'd be like, oh my god, that's textbook. How are you not gonna take that trade? That's what the situation needs to be. Not entering on, oh, you think it'll reverse here? I'm gonna short it. No, it's not the right approach at all.
No.
All right, but this is UJ. We're gonna wait on it. EJ can kiss my ass. All right, let's go to EJ. Weekly time frame, guys. Let's jump in right to it. All right, wow, we're getting a lot of indecision, a lot of rejection off this monthly right now. Probably both a good and a bad thing, depending on how this plays out. We'll drop down time frames and take a look. But prior to these two indecision candles, we had lots of bullish momentum, as you can see. There's literally one bearish candle in this whole leg here. And then we got a bit of an engulfing. So it could be due for a rejection, could be due for a pullback. Let's go ahead and start dropping time frames. Get a closer look. Daily time frame, here we are. Okay, we're getting a bit of a double top. There's that rejection. Still getting bullish engulfings, bullish setups, which is good. But, you know, it could definitely be due for a pullback. So here's that monthly zone. The next major support is 124 flat. And we're gonna zone in on that. So let's go right to the 4 hour. All right, cool. Here we are. All right, so two potential ways this could play out. Either, you know, we get some sort of higher low right now or closer to this minor support at 125, 300. Let me just grab this. I'll just do this for you guys. Okay, so either we get a, you know, some sort of confirmed higher low in this zone, and then, you know, you could technically take a price action entry just based on that. Like, let's say it pulls back, gives us a higher low, and then gives us like just massive bullish engulfings, like pretty much giving us enough conviction to push through this monthly zone. You could enter on that, but again, keep in mind, if you enter on price action that hasn't, or like a trend that hasn't formed structure yet, there's risk of it pulling back. So just keep that in mind. You know, because it could, like, even if we get a higher low here and it starts to push up and gets above the monthly, it could just whip right back to form structure and then continue the trend. So you just gotta be careful. Always know there's more risk when there's no structure. Okay, so that brings us to our second trade opportunity, trade scenario, is a pullback to the 38.2. Right, key fib level, lots of confluence here. 200 EMA is right in that area as well. We're looking for rejection off this zone, confirmed higher low with strong bullish setups. Ideally, like a 30-minute, 1 hour transition as well to then enter on right off this 124 flat handle. And then we're long. And we're targeting towards the negative 27. Because now we have structure. You know, we have momentum again, especially after this is confirmed. And this should be a really, really great trade because, like, look how much this moves. Let's take a look at this, especially if it hits the 38.2. Like 400 some odd pips to the negative 27. And then your stop loss wouldn't even be that bad. It'd be relatively pretty tight, considering how much EJ moves. It'd be about, you know, probably 100 pips or more. But either way, well over a 3-to-1, well over a 4-to-1 even at this 100 pip mark. But we'll be ready, guys. We'll be ready. We've kind of been waiting on EJ to pull something for a while here. So this would be nice to see, you know, play out. All right, so that's EJ. Again, guys, excuse me. As trades get closer to execution, you know, on the 1 hour, 30-minute, we'll put them out in premium analysis. Those aren't the actual signals. We're just putting out the charts, letting you guys know that there's potential for this to, you know, play out into an actual trade. And once the trade executes, once it's ready to go, we'll put it out in signals for you guys, okay? So last pair I have for you guys is gold. Looking pretty good, actually. This one's looking nice. All right, weekly time frame. Let's zoom in. Huge bullish volume off all these candles here. Absolutely massive. Then we got a huge pullback. Big bearish engulfing technically with a long wick. And then we just got indecision candles. 1, 2, third one right now. Again, 2 days on this. So let's drop to the daily. Oh, man. All right, so this is now establishing, this is like a descending triangle as well. So key support at 1925, as you can see. Well, actually, not so much. Not so much a descending triangle. More so just consolidation and narrowing of price action. So like the volume's dropping off, right? So we're getting more indecision. Tons of it indecision here the last 3 days. not really doing anything. So from here, we can drop time frames again and start looking for, momentum. We want to see some conviction, and we want to see where, we could potentially get an entry. And that's actually right now. Here's the fib level. Okay, so tons of consolidation here, rejection off this 200 EMA, rejection off this 1925 zone, what we want to see. And then also the 38.2s right there as well. So this was essentially a box pattern, as you can see here, right? Just bouncing between this box, this rectangle pattern. Finally broke above, and it is now coming back to retest. So it pulled back through the MAs here. That's what you want to see. Either wait for a pullback to the 38.2 itself, or look for some sort of transition and or strong bullish setups crossing through the MAs. And you could honestly enter on that. You could enter on this, target higher towards the negative 27, and prior highs, of course. So 0% at 2070, then even higher towards 2170 area, 2160. Let me go ahead and put this on the chart for a second, see what this trade could look like. Okay, we're looking for risk to rewards. Good risk to reward. You're going to be well protected below that there. So 2 to 5 risk to reward. Not a bad trade. Let's see. To here alone. Get to the 0% alone. Not enough. So if we got to pull back to 38.2, it'd give us a better risk to reward. Right, well over 2 to 1 again. So yeah, just waiting for the right confirmations, guys. Things got to line up. You can't ever force a trade. Like if the entry had occurred does occur right here, and first TP being 0% the prior high, I probably wouldn't take this trade because it's only a 1.5 risk reward, right? It's not. I really want to see 2 to 1. So if the entry was lower, closer to the 38.2 itself, this is now a trade that I'd be comfortable taking. Stop loss is in a good spot. TP's in a good spot. Entry's in a good spot. Risk reward is there. Everything lines up. I would then take that trade 10 out of 10 times. Okay. So this was the last pair I actually had covered for you guys. Let's do a quick recap. Covered DXY, looking bearish. Covered AU, look for a reversal to go long. AJ, same thing, reversal to go long. UJ, freaking UJ. Bearish overall, but need to see the right confirmations. Lower high below the monthly would be perfect. EJ, pulling back, looking for the right confirmations. It's going to take some time on this one, probably. And then gold, looking for the right confirmations off this zone. Need those setups, and then we're long. But that's all I've prepared for you guys for today.
Cool. So I posted. No, I'm good. I posted in the Discord the winner for the giveaway today. So all the winners are out there. We appreciate all you guys coming on for the live session, and we're gonna get back at it again tomorrow. So this is recorded. We'll post this on YouTube in a little bit, and just look out for some updates. There's no promotions going on, right now or anything. So if you guys need us, just reach out to us in Discord.
Yep. All right, guys. Perfect. Enjoy the rest of the day. We'll see you guys tomorrow.
Yep. See you guys tomorrow. Peace out.